A judge in his 60s, a real southern gentleman with a pin-striped suit and elegant manner of speech, pulled me aside during a conference. Quietly, almost apologetically, he spoke of his love for sailing, for the open sea, and how he and a buddy eventually built their own boat. Then came a twinkle in his eye. "We were sailing off the coast of Bermuda a few years ago, when we were hit by a northeaster raging storm. Really, it came up out of nowhere. 20-foot swells and a 30-foot homemade boat. I thought we were all going to die." He paused for dramatic effect, and then he confessed. "It was the best time of my life." Compare your experience with watching the latest James Bond or Indiana Jones thriller with, say, going to Bible study. The guaranteed success of each new release makes it clear. Adventure is written into the heart of a man. And it's not just about having fun. Adventure requires something of us, puts us to the test. Though we may fear the test, at the same time, we yearn to be tested, to discover that we have what it takes. That's why we set off down the Snake River against all sound judgment. Why a buddy and I pressed on through grizzly country to find good fishing. Why I went off to Washington, D.C. as a young man to see if I could make it in those shark-infested waters. If a man has lost this desire, says he doesn't want it, that's only because he doesn't know he has what it takes, believes that he will fail the test, and so he decides it's better not to try. For reasons I hope to make clear later, most men hate the unknown and, like Cain, want to settle down and build their own city, get on top of their life. But you can't escape it. There's something wild in the heart of every man. A beauty to rescue. Romeo has his Juliet. King Arthur fights for Guinevere. Robin rescues Maid Marian. And I will never forget the first time I kissed my grade school sweetheart. It was in the fall of my 7th grade year. I met Debbie in drama class and fell absolutely head over heels. It was classic puppy love. I'd wait for her after rehearsals were over, carry her books back to her locker. We passed notes in class, talked on the phone at night. I had never paid girls much attention, really, until now. This desire awakens a bit later in a boy's journey to manhood, but when it does, his universe turns on its head. Anyway, I longed to kiss her, but just couldn't work up the courage until the last night of the school play. The next day was summer vacation. She was going away, and I knew it was now or never. Backstage, in the dark, I slipped her a quick kiss, and she returned a longer one. Do you remember the scene from the movie E.T. where the boy flies across the moon on his bike? Though I rode my little Schwinn home that night, I'm certain I never touched the ground. There is nothing so inspiring to a man as a beautiful woman. She'll make you want to charge the castle, slay the giant, leap across the parapets, or maybe hit a home run. One day during a Little League game, my son Samuel was so inspired. He likes baseball, but most boys starting out aren't sure they really have it in them to be a great player. Sam's our firstborn, and like so many firstborns, he's cautious. He always lets a few pitches go by before he takes a swing, and when he does, it's never a full swing. Every one of his hits up till this point were in the infield. Anyway, just as Sam steps up to the bat this one afternoon, his friend from down the street, a cute little blonde girl, shows up along the first base line. Standing up on tiptoes, she yells out his name and waves to Sam. Pretending he doesn't notice her, he broadens his stance, grips the bat a little tighter, looks at the pitcher with something fierce in his eye. First one over the plate, he knocks into center field. A man wants to be the hero to the beauty. Young men going off to war carry a photo of their sweetheart in their wallet. Men who fly combat missions will paint a beauty on the side of their aircraft. The crews of the WW-2 B-17 bomber gave those flying fortresses names like Me and My Gal or the Memphis Belle. What would Robin Hood or King Arthur be without the women they love? Lonely men fighting lonely battles. Indiana Jones and James Bond just wouldn't be the same without a beauty at their side, and inevitably they must fight for her. You see, it's not just that a man needs a battle to fight. He needs something to fight for. Remember Nehemiah's words to the few brave souls defending a wall-less Jerusalem? Don't be afraid. Fight for your brothers, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your homes. The battle itself is never enough. A man yearns for romance. It's not enough to be a hero. It's that he is a hero to someone in particular, to the woman he loves. Adam was given the wind and the sea, the horse and the hawk, but as God himself said, things were just not right until there was Eve. Yes, there is something passionate in the heart of every man.